Alright, man. Dororo God Sauce continues. Really, honestly, for me, like I've been saying, still strongest contender for anime that season. This adaptation just has me so enthralled and captivated because of how it deviates from the source. You know what I'm saying? In a very fucking train of thought, dude. Now I lost my fucking train of thought. This YouTube been fucking up a lot recently, dude. Honestly, it really has been fucking up a lot. But anyway, what was I saying, dude? What the fuck was I saying? Oh, I was gonna say, I still think that it'll benefit everybody that really enjoys this series after it's done to go back and read the manga in its entirety, because it really will be a great experience in its own right, and it's different enough already that there's more that you can get out of it and kind of round out the entirety of Dororo for yourself. But I take back what I said initially going into episode 2. I think I said this last week also. There's no possible way with how it's diverging. I think this episode will solidify it for me one way or another. It doesn't seem like there's any possible way for you to read the manga alongside each episode. It's just, you're gonna get spoiled because of, the liberties that have been taken, because of how it deviates, and what they're picking and choosing to address. I just don't think it's a good idea. But I will try and continue to give some perspective as we go along without spoiling when at all possible. I think people don't really mind that. I think some of you actually enjoy that, so I will try and do that when I can. But anyway, do this shit with the like button, man. I gotta start this right now. Let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, dude, the construction of Hyakkimaru is by far one of the greatest changes for me. I just think the overall tone of the series works for me a lot more with this adaptation. I think it's going to surpass the manga, dude, for me personally. The fuck is this now? So fucked up. Damn. Bro. The brutality, dude. They're doing a brilliant job displaying it. It's the GOAT. Are we finally gonna give this man some shine, dude? Are we finally gonna get into this Jukai shit? I think they should have done this last week, dog. Honestly. And they're pulling from his late... Yo, that's crazy. Powerful, dude. Alright, I will speak on that in a second. I need to bask in the glory of this OP. Number 1 OP without a doubt. You're not wrong, my boy. You're not wrong. Dude, I fuck with the full OP, dude. I fuck with the full OP. I don't know what you're talking about. I like that. I like the progression. that title solidified for me. See, all right. So what I was gonna say was, they're actually providing none of this context for Jukai is delivered early. You know what I'm saying? They're actually this. I actually think the progression of this is already better, just narrative wise. It flows so much better. I think they could have still given more of the Hyakkimaru and Jukai dynamic early, but I feel like they'll do it within this episode, within the context of just fleshing out the character as a whole, which is good. Damn. I know, dude. Jukai a real fucking father, dude. Jukai too real. Love the muted colors. I mean, I think if they use this for the entire episode, then I'll love it as a stylistic choice. If they shift at some point, I think it will diminish the impact of it. But I like it. I like it quite a bit. The dexterity, dude. Damn. So much pain out here, dude. It's so fucked up. And they're adding in extra elements too. Yo. This adaptation is on another level. Yeah, desaturation actually works really well with this art style, dude. The perfect atmosphere for this shit. Bro, that shot is crazy. That shot is fucking crazy. These angles too. Bro. Calm, man, relax. Exactly. Exactly. The only way he can repent for all that shit is to do exactly what he's been doing, my boy. A damn good Seiyu choice for him, too. Just ever so slightly adding some saturation to that shit. I like that. It's such a subtle transition, too. That may or may not be true comment, but damn, that's real as fuck. That's real as fuck. That shit hurts, dude. That shit fucking hurts. But at least he's saving lives out here, man. Dude, this execution is phenomenal. And then they're gonna have this be where he discovers Hyakki. Bro. This is gonna be a fucking masterpiece, my dudes. I'm telling you. Bro. The use of color and lack thereof in this episode had so much impact. Fuck this shit. I need to see this shit again. Oh, it's this motherfucker. Fiend. Really? I don't know about this. They're really gonna skip the infant years? It's too early to judge. That man's not his father. Jukai is father, dude. Jukai's his father. That man doesn't deserve to be called a father in any capacity. Bro, the atmosphere of this episode too, though. This execution is flawless. Alright, Triple, my dude, peace. What? Oh, okay. See, at least Since they already gave context to it enough prior to this, it actually works better in some capacity. But I mean, and that was fucking incredible. Showcase the life force fading like that. Bro. Jukai! You saw that axe throw? Fire. Fucking fire, dude. They're making some drastic changes to this backstory right now, dude. Making some drastic changes. Alright, this coalescing though, it's coalescing. Dude, it's spooky shit for real. Man, see, I shouldn't even despise him, but it just pisses me off. Don't embrace that, fiend. Yo, that parallel, dude. That's incredible. Taking mad liberties, but it's definitely paying off for me. Whew! That shot glorious. That seasonal transition to yo, this is fucking incredible. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, none of this shit happened. For the most part, none of this shit happened in the manga, dude. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'll get into more detail after the episode ends. This shit giving me chills, boy. I wish I had all the episodes of this right now. I really do. Easily gonna be it. Yo, anybody that wants to debate me, that's fine, man, but this really just looking like animated season to me. Sick. That's fucking disgusting. Interesting choice. What do they give him here? Oh, the leg. See, this changes their dynamic so ridiculously drastically too. Jukai just a much more integral character, it seemed like, in this. See, I'm gonna explain the divergences in the simplest way possible in a second, without spoiling anything. Facts. Yeah, them Jukai anime Jukai infinitely greater than manga Jukai right now. Not to say that the Jukai of the manga wasn't dope though. Damn. That's real as fuck. Bro, my heart. This was not one of the moments I was expecting to start tearing up during this series, man. Fuck. That flashback was powerful, dude. I think all the changes are actually for the best, especially with the way they've constructed this narrative for the anime. I know, Dororo. Nah, Mitro, I mean, maybe in the old anime. I don't know. I've never seen the old anime. In the manga, that's not how... I'll explain to you how it happens in the manga without spoiling too much so you can read it afterwards, but... Jukai does not die like that in the manga. Yeah, we finally got his sensations of pain back. Separating the nervous system into one kill is interesting as well. It kind of, yeah, I think, like, honestly, it kind of makes him a little less potent as far as his abilities. You're gonna have to tread more lightly. Bro, that was fucking godly. That was fucking godly. That was fucking godly. I'm gonna watch that shit again later tonight. I want to do like... So basically... I'll wait till this ending ends. I got a basket of the ending also. I can't even... Since he regained his sense of pain, any part that he gains back will be painful as fuck. I hope they accentuate that. I really do hope they accentuate that. This adaptation is diverging completely, dude. Absolutely completely, but in the best way possible. Every emotional beat is gonna hit so much harder with this construction. Promise you that. Like, the Jukai and Hyakkimaru stuff in the manga did not make me cry, dude. As far as, like, that backstory. This shit, I was tearing up. That shit too telling though. I'm gonna have to keep up. Never mind. I won't say anything. Interesting. All right. So, in the briefest, most straightforward way possible, without spoiling, so that you can still enjoy the manga. First of all of the Jukai stuff that was shown in this episode before the interaction with Hyakki, non-existent. Non-fucking existent, alright? Some inclinations of it, some shots of it are given to you later, right? But for the most part, they provided so much more depth and context to Jukai as a character with that first portion. After Hyakkimaru, they pretty much did their own thing with that shit, dude. Because in the manga, and I'm going to go back and reconfirm, but I'm pretty sure I remember it pretty clearly. But the focus was primarily on the infant years. Alright, it was showcasing how Hyakki struggled to survive as a baby. You know what I'm saying? He would leave like little bowls out for him and shit and he'd somehow find the food. Jukai deduced that he had some extrasensory perceptions that were different because he had no other senses. You know what I'm saying? And then he was able to survive like that, basically. And Jukai washed over. It was still some tender shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that was the primary focus. Hyakki began to speak pretty fucking early. Like the communication, which is interesting, was nonverbal. Like it was some sort of like he spoke to him directly, like some sort of soul communication. It wasn't even like his ventriloquist shit that he does when you first meet him in adulthood, when he first meets Dororo in the manga. It's like he communicated straight in to Jukai's fucking head, dude. So that's how he started to hear his voice. They started to communicate. That's basically how the construction was. He did not encounter half the demons he encountered growing up with Jukai. He did not make it to anywhere near that age growing up with Jukai. And Jukai actually, after, you know, giving him all his prosthetics and whatnot, had to have him leave because he was haunted by all these demons. He was like, you have to go find your own path. So, this Jukai is 100 times better than manga Jukai right now. In all aspects. As a character, you know, with depth and levels and layers to that to his character as a whole. As a father to Hyakki, everything, dude. This Jukai is fucking incredible. But yeah, it's drastically different. And all of this transpires within the second chapter of the manga, dude. All this transpires in the second chapter of the manga. You already know this. So they're taking huge liberties, vast divergence at this point compared to the first two episodes. First episode was probably the closest thing as an adaptation, right? But vastly, like at this point, like it's just you have to read the manga because there are things the manga does. There's things that Tezuka does in this manga that are just fucking phenomenal. And if you enjoy these characters and you enjoy this world and you enjoy the basis of this narrative, you're gonna love the manga. But I'm telling you, as somebody who loves the manga, this adaptation about to transcend in every way. It already has, and it will continue to do so, dude. It's for me, and for the type of narratives and content I like, this is more impactful. It's definitely more impactful. But it hits different beats. It's in different ways. So I still recommend the manga. But that's pretty much the light summary of the deviation here without spoiling too much for you guys. That's all I can really say. See, none of that shit was the only thing I wish they would have included, right? Like, I think 100% the way they constructed Jukai backstory and the dynamic between Jukai and Hyakki and actually giving them more time together and deepening that bond and dynamic. Plus, it gave Jukai awareness. Unless I'm remembering incorrectly, I don't believe that Hyakki obtains any body parts at that stage. I don't believe he slays any demons at that stage and obtains any body parts. So Jukai doesn't have any awareness of that. But what's interesting is the only thing I would have changed about this, because I think every single portion of this episode and the Jukai backstory and their dynamic was better on every level. However, I think it could have been even better than it was if they just, I mean, maybe it's time constraints, maybe it's because of the story beats they wanted to hit, maybe it's because of the parallels they wanted to address. There was a lot going on there, both, you know, emotionally and in terms of the progression of the characters. But I still think if they had included maybe like 2 minutes, a minute to 2 minutes of his infant years. You know what I'm saying? In addition to everything else they did, it would have been even better. That's the only thing that I'm kind of salty that wasn't included was the infant years. But that's either way, it's still better. Either way, it's still better. So you know what's next and what this says for the adaptation. It's making sense for anime. What do you mean? Well, I'm not sure what you mean. See, that's the face touch. That whole departure just so much more impactful than just like, oh, you gotta go. You leading demons to my place. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much more powerful. This adaptation is godly, dude. It's so good. It's so good. It's so fucking good. But anyway, I gotta get up out of here. I'm really interested to see what they choose to accentuate next week. See if it continues to diverge anymore. If they're gonna try and realign some elements. See, the one thing I'll say, no spoilers, but the one thing I will say, is that what they did with this backstory, I promise you this, if they can do anywhere close to similar in terms of how they execute with Dororo's backstory, y'all gonna be in fucking tears, dude. Y'all gonna be weeping like little bitches, alright? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Next year, if the arc makes you go, no, Manga Jukai just not as good. He's still dope. Manga Jukai's still dope. It's just this Jukai is like one of the best characters I've ever seen. This Jukai is amazing, dude. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Unless, yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that. But we'll see. We'll we'll have the same kind of discussion next week, dude. We'll have the same kind of discussion next week. So we'll see how they really decide to address things. I mean, like the episode title alone gives me some inclination, but they've already moved so many things around. Like I'm not really sure how they're gonna execute, but we'll see. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys for joining me. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed the reaction. And I'll catch you later. Peace.